Have you been waiting for an answer for so long that you've started to wonder if it will ever come? You've prayed, you've trusted, you've held on when everything inside you wanted to give up, yet the answer still seems out of reach. But what if this waiting season is not ending the way you think? What if heaven has been working behind the scenes this entire time, preparing an answer that could only arrive at the right moment? Today, Archangel Michael has a message for those who feel exhausted from waiting, discouraged by silence, and uncertain about what comes next. So stay with me until the end, because this message may reveal why your waiting was not wasted, and what heaven may have been preparing all along. My beloved child, I am Archangel Michael, and I have been sent with a message for someone who is carrying a heavy burden in their heart. You have been waiting, not for a day, not for a week, but for far longer than you expected. You thought by now things would be different. You thought by now the breakthrough would have arrived. You thought by now the prayer would have been answered. Yet here you are, still waiting, still hoping, still wondering, and sometimes, if you are honest, still struggling. There have been moments when you questioned whether heaven truly heard you. Moments when you looked around and saw other people receiving the very things you have been praying for. Moments when you asked yourself why your journey seems longer than everyone else's. My child, heaven has seen every one of those moments. Not a single tear has been ignored. Not a single prayer has been lost. Not a single cry from your heart has gone unheard. What you do not see is that there are seasons when God works beneath the surface. Think about a seed planted deep in the ground. When the seed first enters the soil, nothing appears to happen. Days pass, weeks pass, sometimes even longer. From the outside, it looks as though the seed has been forgotten. But beneath the surface, something extraordinary is taking place. Roots are growing. Strength is developing, preparation is happening, and if the seed could speak, it might say, "Nothing is changing, yet everything is changing." Many of you are in a similar season right now. You see no visible movement. You see no clear answers. You see no immediate results. But heaven sees growth that you cannot yet recognize. The waiting season has not been empty. It has been productive. The enemy wants you to focus only on what has not happened. He wants you to stare at closed doors. He wants you to count delays. He wants you to measure your life by what is missing. But heaven is asking you to look deeper, because while you were waiting for the answer, God was strengthening your character. While you were waiting for the opportunity, God was building your endurance. While you were waiting for the blessing, God was preparing you to carry it. Many people pray for things they are not ready to receive. They ask for greater responsibility without greater wisdom. They ask for bigger opportunities without stronger foundations. They ask for blessings that their current mindset cannot sustain. But God sees beyond the present moment. He sees the future. He sees what is ahead. And because He loves you, He refuses to release certain things before the proper time. This does not mean your prayer has been denied. It means heaven understands timing better than you do. My child, some of you have become discouraged because the answer did not arrive according to your schedule. But remember this, a delayed answer is not the same as a forgotten prayer. There are blessings that arrive quickly, and there are blessings that require preparation. The greatest things God does in a person's life are rarely rushed. The strongest trees take years to grow. The deepest wisdom takes time to develop. The most powerful testimonies often emerge from the longest battles. You have been measuring heaven's activity by visible results. But heaven measures progress differently. Heaven sees your growth. Heaven sees your perseverance. Heaven sees the faith you continue to carry even when circumstances refuse to cooperate. And that faith matters more than you realize. Because every time you choose to trust instead of quit, something changes inside you. Every time you pray despite disappointment, something becomes stronger within you. Every time you keep moving forward while carrying uncertainty, your spirit grows. The waiting season is not only about receiving an answer. It is also about becoming the person who can handle that answer. And that is why your journey has not been wasted. My child, there is another truth you need to hear. Some of the things you asked God for months ago are no longer what you truly need today. Had those prayers been answered immediately, you might have settled for less than heaven intended. You might have walked through doors that looked promising but would have led you away from your purpose. You might have accepted opportunities that seemed attractive but would have drained your peace. You might have held on to people who were never meant to stay. God sees what you cannot see. And sometimes protection feels exactly like disappointment until later. One day you will look back and understand things that confuse you right now. One day you will recognize that certain delays were acts of mercy. One day you will realize that heaven was not ignoring you. Heaven was guiding you, even when you could not see it, even when you could not understand it, even when everything felt uncertain. So today, stop measuring your future by your current circumstances. Stop assuming that silence means abandonment. Stop believing that waiting means failure, because heaven is still moving. God is still working, and your story is not finished. In fact, what comes next may reveal why this season had to happen exactly as it did. My beloved child, there is something you must understand about the season you have been living through. Not every delay is simply about waiting. Sometimes there is a deeper reason, a reason hidden from human eyes, a reason that can only be understood when you begin to see your life from heaven's perspective rather than your own. For a long time, you have been focused on one question: when will my answer arrive? But heaven has been focused on a different question: who are you becoming while you wait? That difference changes everything. You see the destination. God sees the journey. You see the answer. God sees the transformation. You see what you want. God sees what you need. And often, those things are not exactly the same. Many people believe that if God truly cared about them, He would remove every obstacle immediately. He would eliminate every struggle. He would solve every problem the moment it appeared. But if that happened, you would never discover the strength that already exists inside you. You would never learn perseverance. You would never develop spiritual maturity. You would never become the person heaven is preparing you to be. My child, there are battles taking place that you cannot always see. Not every battle happens in front of your eyes. Some happen within your heart. Some happen within your mind. Some happen within your character. And these battles are often more important than the circumstances you are trying to change. Think about your life for a moment. Are you the same person you were 1 year ago? Probably not. The challenges you faced changed you. The disappointments taught you lessons. The struggles revealed strengths you never knew existed. The waiting itself shaped you, even though you did not enjoy it, even though you wished it would end sooner, even though you cried through parts of it. Growth was happening, and heaven was watching every step. There are people who receive blessings quickly but lose them just as fast. There are people who reach opportunities before they are ready. There are people who gain success before developing wisdom. And because of that, what should have helped them ultimately harms them. God does not want that for you. He is not interested in giving you something that destroys you. He wants to give you something that strengthens you, something that lasts, something that aligns with your purpose. That is why preparation matters. And preparation often feels uncomfortable. Preparation often feels slow. Preparation often feels unfair. Because while you are being prepared, you cannot always see the final outcome. You only see today's struggle, today's uncertainty, today's unanswered questions. But heaven sees the complete picture. My child, some of you have been asking God to remove a mountain. Meanwhile, God has been teaching you how to climb. Some of you have been asking God to eliminate every challenge. Meanwhile, God has been building courage inside you. Some of you have been asking for immediate rescue. Meanwhile, heaven has been creating strength that will serve you for the rest of your life. The answer has not been absent. The answer has been developing. There is a difference. When a sculptor creates a masterpiece, he removes pieces that do not belong. The stone does not understand why parts of it are being chipped away. The stone only feels the pressure, the discomfort, the loss. But the sculptor sees the finished creation. God often works the same way. There have been things removed from your life that you wanted to keep. Opportunities, relationships, plans, expectations. And at the time, those losses felt painful. You wondered why they had to happen. You questioned the purpose behind them. But heaven saw what you could not see. God knew which doors were leading nowhere. He knew which paths would distract you. He knew which attachments would hold you back. And because of His love, He protected you from outcomes you did not fully understand. Protection does not always feel pleasant. Sometimes protection feels like rejection. Sometimes protection feels like disappointment. Sometimes protection feels like silence. But later, when you see the bigger picture, you recognize what heaven was doing. My child, you have spent so much time focusing on what has not happened that you may have overlooked what has happened. You are stronger than before, wiser than before, closer to God than before, more aware of your purpose than before. Those changes matter. Those changes are evidence that heaven has been working. Because God's greatest work often begins inside you before it appears around you. The world focuses on external results. Heaven focuses on internal transformation. The world celebrates visible success. Heaven celebrates spiritual growth. The world asks, what did you receive? Heaven asks, who did you become? And right now, heaven sees someone who has survived more than they realize. Someone who kept moving even when the road became difficult. Someone who continued believing despite disappointment. Someone who refused to surrender completely. That person is you. You may not feel strong. You may not feel victorious. You may not feel ready. But heaven sees the progress you cannot yet recognize. And there is another truth you must hear. The enemy often attacks hardest just before a breakthrough. Not because he is winning, but because he recognizes movement before you do. He sees changes taking place that you cannot yet see. He sees doors beginning to unlock. He sees opportunities approaching. He sees answers drawing near. And because of that, he tries to fill your mind with doubt. He whispers that nothing will change. He tells you that your prayers are useless. He convinces you that waiting is pointless. Do not believe those lies. The fact that you are still here, the fact that you are still listening, the fact that something inside you refuses to quit completely, that itself is evidence that God is still working in your life. Your story is not over. Your season is not permanent, and the delay has not been meaningless. In the next part, I will reveal one of the biggest mistakes people make while waiting for God's answer, and how that mistake can blind them to what heaven is already doing right in front of them. My beloved child, many people spend so much time looking for a miracle that they fail to recognize the signs that come before it. They expect a sudden breakthrough, a dramatic change, a moment that instantly transforms everything. And while God can certainly work that way, it is not always how heaven moves. Often, the answer begins quietly, so quietly that many people overlook it. They keep searching for something bigger while missing what God is already doing. That is why today I want you to pay close attention. Because one of the greatest mistakes people make during a waiting season is assuming that nothing is happening simply because nothing dramatic is visible. My child, heaven rarely starts with the visible. It starts with the invisible. Before a door opens, preparation begins. Before a harvest appears, seeds are planted. Before a breakthrough becomes public, work is happening in private. And this is where many people lose hope. They judge God's activity by what they can currently see. If circumstances have not changed, they assume God is not moving. If the answer has not arrived, they assume heaven is silent. If the miracle has not appeared, they assume nothing is happening. But appearances can be deceiving. There are seasons when God is doing his greatest work behind the scenes. Think about dawn. The sky remains dark for a long time. Then, slowly, almost unnoticed, light begins to appear. The darkness does not disappear all at once. The change happens gradually, and yet the arrival of morning becomes inevitable. Many of you are standing in that kind of season right now. You are looking at the darkness and assuming nothing is changing. But heaven sees the first signs of dawn. The answer may be closer than it appears. Not because everything is suddenly easy, not because every problem has vanished, but because movement has already begun. One sign that many people miss is a growing sense that they can no longer remain where they are. Have you noticed that lately? The old version of your life no longer feels comfortable. The old thinking no longer satisfies you. The old habits feel empty. The old fears are losing their power. You may not have the answer yet, but something inside you is changing. That change matters, because God often prepares the person before he reveals the opportunity. Another sign people overlook is increased resistance. Now listen carefully. This does not mean every difficulty is a sign of a breakthrough. But many times, when people are approaching a new season, they experience unexpected discouragement. Suddenly they feel tired. Suddenly doubt becomes louder. Suddenly fear seems stronger. The enemy wants them to quit before they reach what God has prepared. And many people mistake that resistance for failure. They assume the struggle means they are moving in the wrong direction. But sometimes resistance appears because you are moving in the right direction. Sometimes the pressure increases because progress is already happening. My child, there are moments when heaven begins removing things from your life before adding new things. That process can feel confusing. You lose certain relationships. You outgrow certain environments. You become disconnected from things that once seemed important. And for a while, it feels like everything is being taken away. But what if that empty space is making room for something better? What if God is clearing your path before revealing your next step? Many people pray for a new season while refusing to release the old one. But heaven understands that you cannot fully receive what is ahead if your hands are still tightly holding what is behind. That is why some endings are necessary. Not because God wants to hurt you, but because He wants to position you for something greater. My child, another sign people often miss is a deeper hunger for God Himself. At the beginning of the journey, you may have been focused entirely on the answer, the blessing, the opportunity, the breakthrough. But after months of waiting, something starts to shift. You begin seeking God not only for what He can give you, but because you need His presence. You begin valuing peace more than immediate results. You begin understanding that your relationship with God matters more than the outcome you originally desired. That shift is powerful because it reveals spiritual maturity. It reveals growth. It reveals a heart that is learning to trust. And trust is one of the greatest foundations heaven can build within a person. The truth is, some of the strongest believers were not created during easy seasons. They were shaped during difficult ones. They were formed while waiting, refined through uncertainty, strengthened through persistence. And although they did not enjoy the process, they emerged from it stronger than before. My child, you may still be looking at your life and thinking, but nothing has changed. Look again. You are still standing. You are still believing. You are still moving forward. And that is not a small thing. Many people would have quit by now. Many people would have surrendered to bitterness. Many people would have abandoned hope. Yet here you are, still listening, still searching, still holding on to faith. That alone tells me something important. God is not finished with you. Heaven is not finished with you. Your story is not finished. And the answer you have been waiting for is not the only thing God is preparing. He is also preparing you. Because when the answer arrives, He wants you ready for it. He wants you strong enough to carry it, wise enough to steward it, and grateful enough to recognize where it came from. So do not despise this season. Do not assume it has been wasted. Do not believe the lie that heaven has forgotten your name. The signs are already there. The preparation has already begun. And what comes next may explain why the timing of your answer has been far more important than you realized. In the next part, I will reveal why some blessings arrive later than expected, and why God's timing may actually be protecting your future rather than delaying it. My beloved child, one of the most difficult questions a person can ask is this: why now? Why did the answer not come sooner? Why did the opportunity take so long? Why did heaven allow me to struggle for this long before anything changed? These questions are natural. They come from a heart that has been waiting, a heart that has carried hope through disappointment, a heart that has remained faithful even when the road became difficult. And today, I want to share something that many people do not understand until much later. God's timing is not random. It is intentional. There are moments when heaven delays a blessing because the blessing itself is not ready. And there are moments when heaven delays a blessing because you are not ready. Neither of those realities is punishment. Both are preparation. Think about a builder constructing a house. No wise builder places a roof before creating a foundation. No wise builder rushes the process simply because someone is impatient. The foundation must be strong enough to support what comes next. If the foundation is weak, the structure will eventually collapse. The same principle applies to your life. Many people ask God for greater things while standing on foundations that still need strengthening. More responsibility, more influence, more success, more opportunity, more blessing. But heaven sees what human eyes cannot see. Heaven sees whether the foundation can carry the weight of what is being requested. My child, some of you have been frustrated because certain doors remained closed. You thought those doors contained your future. You believed those opportunities were the answer. You were convinced that if only that one thing had happened, everything would be different. But what if those closed doors were not obstacles? What if they were protection? What if heaven saw something beyond the door that you could not see? Many times, people judge situations based on appearance. A closed door feels negative. An open door feels positive. But life is not always that simple. Some open doors lead to unnecessary pain. Some closed doors prevent unnecessary suffering. And because God loves you, He sometimes blocks paths that seem attractive in the moment. Years later, people often look back and realize what heaven was protecting them from. They understand things that once seemed confusing. They see dangers they could not recognize before. They discover that what felt like rejection was actually redirection. My child, there is another reason timing matters. Character develops gradually. Wisdom develops gradually. Spiritual maturity develops gradually. These things cannot be rushed. You can receive money overnight. You can receive opportunities overnight. You can receive recognition overnight. But becoming the person who can handle those things takes time. And God cares more about who you become than what you receive. The world focuses on results. God focuses on transformation. The world asks, when will I get it? God asks, what is this season teaching you? That difference explains many delays. Because heaven is preparing more than circumstances. Heaven is preparing people. Perhaps if your prayer had been answered immediately, you would never have developed patience. Perhaps if everything had gone according to your schedule, you would never have learned trust. Perhaps if every door opened instantly, you would never have discovered how deeply you need God. Sometimes the greatest gift hidden within a waiting season is not the answer itself. It is the relationship with God that develops while waiting. My child, think about how much you have changed. Think about what you have survived. Think about the lessons you have learned. Think about the strength you have gained. You may not have chosen this path. You may not have wanted this season, but it has shaped you. And that shaping has value. Heaven wastes nothing. Not your tears, not your struggles, not your disappointments, not even your delays. God can use every part of your story, even the chapters you wish had never happened, even the moments that still hurt, even the seasons you do not fully understand. Because He sees the entire picture. You see a single chapter. He sees the whole story. My child, there is a reason some blessings arrive at exactly the right moment. Not early, not late, exactly when they are meant to arrive. At first, that timing often feels frustrating. But later, it makes sense. Later, you realize that had it happened sooner, certain pieces would have been missing. Certain lessons would have remained unlearned. Certain foundations would have remained incomplete. And the blessing itself would not have had the same impact. That is why faith requires trust. Not trust in your circumstances. Not trust in your emotions. Not trust in appearances. Trust in God's wisdom. Trust in His timing. Trust in His ability to see what you cannot. Because there will always be moments when you do not understand what heaven is due. There will always be seasons when the path ahead appears unclear. There will always be situations that raise difficult questions. But faith allows you to keep moving forward even when every answer has not been revealed. My child, you have spent enough time focusing on what has not happened. Today, I want you to focus on what is still possible. Your future is still being written. Your story is still unfolding. Your breakthrough is still capable of arriving. The door that matters can still open. The answer that belongs to you can still appear. The blessing prepared for you can still find its way into your life. Do not allow disappointment to convince you otherwise. Do not allow delays to define your future. Do not allow temporary silence to become a permanent belief. Because heaven has not stopped working, and what you have been waiting for may be closer than you think. In the final part, I will reveal the most important message of all, the truth about what heaven has been preparing for you during this entire season of waiting, and why this chapter of your story is not ending in defeat. My beloved child, if you have stayed with me until this moment, then there is one final truth heaven wants you to hear. The answer you have been waiting for is important. The breakthrough is important. The open door is important. The blessing is important. But there is something even more important. The person you have become during the waiting. Because when this season first began, you were focused on receiving an answer. Now, after everything you have walked through, you have gained something far greater. You have gained strength. You have gained wisdom. You have gained faith that has been tested and refined. You have gained a deeper understanding of God's presence. And those things will remain with you long after this season ends. My child, many people spend their entire lives believing that joy only begins when their circumstances change. They tell themselves, I'll have peace when the answer comes. I'll have hope when the door opens. I'll have confidence when the breakthrough arrives. But heaven wants you to understand something. Your future blessing was never meant to become your source of peace. God Himself is your source of peace. Because if your peace depends on circumstances, then every setback can steal it. Every delay can destroy it. Every disappointment can shake it. But when your peace comes from God, you can stand firm even during uncertainty. You can keep moving forward even when you do not know what tomorrow holds. You can continue trusting even when the answer remains unseen. And that is the kind of faith heaven has been building inside you. My child, there is a reason you survived this season. There is a reason you are still here. There is a reason something inside you refused to quit completely. Because God never stopped holding you. Even when you felt weak. Even when you felt discouraged. Even when you wondered if anyone was listening. He was there. Every tear was seen. Every prayer was heard. Every sleepless night was known. Every moment of disappointment was understood. You were never walking alone. Not for a single day. Not for a single moment. And now, as this chapter begins to close, I want you to stop looking at yourself through the lens of your delays. Stop defining your life by what has not happened yet. Stop measuring your worth by unanswered prayers. Stop believing that waiting means failure. You are more than your current circumstances. You are more than your disappointments. You are more than your struggles. You are a child of God, and your value has never depended on how quickly an answer arrives. My child, some of you will soon receive the very thing you have been praying for. Others will receive something different than what they expected. And some of you will discover that God's plan was greater than your original request. But regardless of how the answer appears, remember this. God's faithfulness has never been dependent on your ability to understand His timing. He remains faithful even when the road is confusing. He remains faithful even when the future feels uncertain. He remains faithful even when heaven seems quiet. That faithfulness has carried you this far, and it will carry you through whatever comes next. So today, release your fear. Release your frustration. Release the pressure of trying to control every outcome. Take a deep breath and trust that the God who brought you through yesterday will also guide you into tomorrow. Because your story is not ending in this waiting season. Your story is still being written, and the next chapter has not yet been revealed. One day, you will look back on this season and realize that heaven was working even when you could not see it. One day, you will understand why certain doors remained closed. One day, you will recognize the purpose behind delays that once seemed painful. And when that day comes, you may discover that heaven was not withholding your future. Heaven was preparing it. My beloved child, do not give up now. Do not stop believing now. Do not walk away now. You have come too far. You have survived too much. You have grown too much. The waiting has not been wasted. The silence has not been empty. And your prayers have not been ignored. Keep moving forward. Keep trusting. Keep praying. Because the God who began a good work in your life is not finished yet. And before I leave, I want to hear from you. If this message spoke to your heart, comment below. I trust God's timing. Let that be your declaration of faith today. And if this message encouraged you, don't forget to like this video, share it with someone who may need this message right now, and subscribe to this channel for more messages of hope, faith, and encouragement. May God's peace fill your heart. May His wisdom guide your steps. And may His favor surround you wherever you go. Remember this. You are loved. You are seen. You are heard. And heaven has not forgotten your name. Until next time, stay strong. Stay faithful. And keep walking forward. Because your story is not over yet.